Hey guys, we are here for our next episode of Tuesday Bingo, where we're going to take a deep dive into the top 10 foods of Long Beach Island, New Jersey. I grew up going to Long Beach Island in the summers with my family, and I already kind of had an idea of what to expect. I was extremely curious to see if my summer experience aligned with what other people have to say. Long Beach Island is very near and dear to my heart, and I definitely did a lot of eating, especially pancakes and chicken wings, but neither of those made the list. Let's get to it. The number 10 spot is going to the local Barnegat Bay oysters. These eat while alive bivalves are harvested from marine and brackish environments. In the case of Long Beach Island, they're going to be taken from the Barnegat Bay, which is right along the coast of Long Beach Island. They can either be eaten raw, where it's just kind of split down the middle and you slurp it down, or they can be cooked a bunch of different ways. This shellfish is known for its bumpy exterior outer shell and its pearl-like, almost translucent interior. Their flavor can be from sweet to salty or from fruity to creamy and everything in between. A couple of varieties of oyster that you might find on the menus of raw bars on the island that are harvested from the Barnegat Bay include Swan Point, Sloop Point, Rose Cove, Parker's Pearl, and Sugar Shack. And when you're at these raw bars, talk to the shucker. That's the person behind the bar that has the knife in there that's separating the two shells. And ask them what each variety tastes like, because they each have their own individual and unique flavor profile. And a really cool thing is there are organizations that are actually devoted to protecting the water in the Barnegat Bay and all of its shellfish, including oysters. A great starting point is checking out the organization Reclaim the Bay. Do the bay a favor, do the oysters a favor, and do yourself a favor too, because you'll just appreciate everything a little bit more. The number 9 spot is going to America's national dish, the hamburger. A burger is typically known for a ground beef patty with lettuce, tomato, cheese slices, pickles, sauces, all sandwiched between a sesame seed bun or some kind of bun. Really though, the toppings are endless. You can put anything on there, from avocado to a fried egg to bacon to barbecue sauce to peanut butter. I saw that once, kind of weird, but you can do it, whatever you want. And when you're on the island, you're not gonna have a problem finding these. Pretty much on the menu at any restaurant that's serving more than breakfast, and they're a backyard barbecue staple. So have some people over in the backyard, flip some patties, and drink some brewskis. The LBI, which is short for Long Beach Island, bivalve top 10 food family is growing. The number 8 spot goes to the scallop. Similar to the oyster, the meat that you eat is the animal's primary muscle. It's called their adductor muscle. The texture of scallops is often compared to the texture of crab, but just a little bit firmer. When cooked properly, the scallop shouldn't be chewy or tough. Your teeth should really just kind of sink through the meat. It should almost have like a buttery, creamy kind of texture as your teeth glide through it. Could elephant ears be more than just fried dough sprinkled with sugar? I think so. LBI foodies can't complete their summer adventures without making a mess of their t-shirt, and if they're driving their pants, with the number 7 spot, the elephant ear. This light and flaky bakery must is an LBI classic that got its name from its irregular shape and texture and giant size. It kind of looks like an elephant ear. I don't know. It's just a nice and fun thing to walk around with on a good summer night. Oh, fudge! Oh wait, that's a good thing. The number 6 spot is going to the creamy candy that we like to call fudge. This rich, decadent morsel is made by heating up a combination of milk, sugar, and butter to the softball stage of candy making. And then while it's cooling off, it's stirred constantly, giving it that creamy fudge-like consistency. Some common add-ins would be chocolate, nuts, different kinds of fruit. I actually had a clam flavored one once. It was kind of gross. I wouldn't recommend that. Oh man, sorry guys. The number 5 spot goes to the lobster. This shellfish lives on the ocean floor and by eaters is known for its juicy, succulent, sweet, and tender meat. Many dinner restaurants on the island will have lobster on the menu. Find it a bunch of different ways, whether in like a lobster roll style, in a soup. I would recommend eating lobster in your backyard around the dining room table with friends, family. Maybe throw it in a pot of boiling water, throw it on the grill, and definitely melt a lot of butter. The number 4 spot goes to the donut. Donuts are another example of a deep fried concoction that you can easily find on Long Beach Island. A staple for breakfast, a staple for a midday snack, a staple for dessert after dinner time, a staple for dinner time. You can find these donuts naked, topped with icing, glaze, sprinkles, filled with all kinds of crazy stuff, cream, jelly. The donut I would recommend trying out on the island is the apple fritter. from Ferrara's Bakery, who also claims to have the best jelly donut on the planet. Stick to local donut shops, stick to the bakeries, and you can't go wrong. Number 3 spot goes to the crab, blue claw that is. With a significant presence in New Jersey's culinary and economic world, the blue crab is extremely important, especially when it's topped with some Old Bay and butter. But that's we'll get to that later. This crustacean is a fun and potentially messy way to enjoy a meal. Its white meat is slightly sweet, slightly salty, and it's tender yet flaky, kind of like an underwater pie crust. But not really. One can enjoy blue crabs a couple different ways throughout the year. In the Long Beach Island area, their molting season is in May. That's when they get rid of their old hard shell to make room for some new growth. This time of year on the menu, you might see soft shell crab sandwich. The soft shell literally refers to this crab having a softer shell because it's molting, and they make some of my favorite sandwiches. Now, if you see soft shell crab or the sandwich any other time of year on the menu, it's not a big deal. Just know that those crabs have been frozen since May. For a more DIY experience, you can find the hard shell blue crab from April to early winter. And you cook them, you crack open the shells, you slip the meat out of the shell. It's delicious. Butter and Old Bay makes everything better too. But if you don't feel like getting messy, you don't want to mess up your hands or something, you can find crab easy on many plates already deshelled, mixed into salads and soups, so a bunch of different ways. No need to worry. The number 2 spot goes to ice cream. It's a very well-deserved ranking for this creamy, sweet treat. But if you've never experienced an ice cream parlor before, things can get a little confusing. So ice cream can refer to a couple different things generally. Frozen yogurt, sorbet, gelato, custard, sundaes, ice cream cones. When you're going out for ice cream, it can really be anything that resembles it. You can enjoy it in a cone, in a cup, as a sundae with a bunch of toppings on it, or if it's too hot and it's melting too quick, you can also enjoy it off your fingers. But I didn't say that. Flavors and their toppings are also endless. Classic flavor examples are vanilla, chocolate, mint chocolate chips, strawberry, my favorites rum raisin, coconut, butter pecan, I don't know, there's a bunch. The number 1 spot easily goes to a nice warm bowl of clam chowder. Clam chowder, or locally known as chowder, chowder, easily took the number 1 spot. There are a bunch of different variations and varieties of this soup. For today, we're gonna focus on the New England variety. Now, when you're there on the menu, you might see New England clam chowder referred to as white chowder. That's because its most common counterpart is Manhattan clam chowder, which is tomato-based and therefore red. New England clam chowder is white because it's cream or milk-based with potatoes, salt pork, butter, and of course clams in there too. For both varieties, crackers are normally served on the side too for a little bit of extra sprinkle crunch. That was actually potting soil, not crackers. This thicker than most soup is so important to LBI diners that there's an annual event held, usually in October, devoted to it called Chowder Fest. As previously mentioned, there are organizations like Reclaim the Bay that are doing a lot for the clam in the Barnegat Bay. Check them out and do a little homework there, do a little research, you won't regret it. So there you have it, guys, the top 10 LBI foods. Let me know how you feel about these videos. I know I'm gonna continue doing them regardless. Food's an important thing. Travel well. And trust me, I did my fair share of eating down there. Mostly pancakes, chicken wings, pasta, and red sauce. So thank you for that. Gravy.